Yeah, as you said at the start of it, we are starting to see, fares are very strong, moderating the declines in fares. Bookings are very strong. We had a 9% increase in the first half of the year, 115 million passengers, which is a record for us. We had a tough Q1, didn't have Easter in there. We've seen interest rates higher for longer. Interest rates are starting to come down. Consumers, I think, are getting a little bit more confident in the market. The OTA issue that we had seems to be washing its way through. We're hopeful now that, fares will start to moderate somewhat, and the declines in Q3 will be well down on the 15% in Q1, the 7% in Q2, and hopefully somewhere under 5% in Q3.
Yeah, there's 100 things, Karen, I can ask you about the third-party sellers of your product, the plane delays as well, the budget. I don't know where to start. What for you is the biggest issue at the moment?
Well, the biggest issue for me at the moment is clearly trying to get aircraft. So I'm very hopeful that we'll see some kind of resolution to the strike in Seattle tonight. I know Labour are voting later on today, so we'll be watching that very carefully. We got 2 aircraft in, and so far this quarter we were due to get 11 between now and Christmas. We'll probably see.
You were due to get 11.
Due to get 11.
You might get a couple more.
I don't think we'll see any more this side of Christmas.
That's and if you replicate across the industry, that is crazy level of delays, isn't it?
It is huge. It's huge. But hopefully, as I said, we'll see this get sorted out. Capacity is usually constrained in the market, which is positive really when you start looking out a year or two. We're now slowing down our growth moderately into next summer. We had planned to grow to about 215 million passengers next year. We're now planning on the base of 210, which makes sense. We've been overcrewed for the last couple of summers with delays. We've been overscheduled, so we're planning on the basis of that. I'm hopeful that Kelly, Ortberg, that Stephanie Pope, they get the result tonight, and that the machine can start to ramp up again and start delivering aircraft.
So you're not going to get as many aircraft as you anticipated, yet fares are also starting to moderate. So if you had received the same allocation of aircraft, what would that have meant for average fares? Would they be even lower?
Well, typically in the winter, we take aircraft in, but we don't necessarily fly them. It's a slower time of the year for us. So anything we would have got through now is more for next summer rather than for the current quarters.
But the same question applies for next summer. If you had all the aircraft and if you still take delivery, what does that mean for airfares? Would they go?
We don't know. I mean, I can't give you guidance into Q4, but if we look at the market at the moment, capacity is hugely constrained. We've got the Pratt & Whitney engine issue, which is impacting Airbus operators, continuing, not going to be resolved anytime soon. Boeing are behind on their orders. We've got M&A continuing in Europe. So I think capacity is going to be constrained for a number of years to come, which would look like fares. There's probably more risk to the upside than the downside, given where capacity is going to go.